It's your guy or family, and this is the mid-month or full-month patch review. Now, it's been a while since we got one of these. It's been a while. But anyway, this mid-month patch is all for Captain America and Black Widow. Now, it may seem like, what the hell is Net Marvel doing with this patch, right? And I kind of thought so at first glance too. But let's really see why they did this. Let's do some gameplay to really see what's going on. So we got Captain America and all his uniforms have been reworked. The character has considerable improvements to the skills, blah 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 blah. Shield throw gets 3-second damage immunity, everything goes cooldown down. Listen, the shield throw with the 3-second damage, all damage, that's all we need to know. Now we ran through the mobs, no problem. This is Captain America. This doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? This doesn't make sense. Now, really look at what's going on here. I haven't took any damage. Now, usually, we do this all the time. We run in here with characters to see what's going on when they get improved. And, usually around the first 100,000 health that we take off, we gotta swap out. We're not getting hit at all. Okay, we're taking a little damage, but this is ridiculous. Listen, what's going on here? Excuse me. Net Marble is really genius. Now the way they do things is kind of like, they're kind of all over the place though. But this is genius because this is good news. This is good. This is good news. Understand? We don't have to, this is crazy. Alright, let's talk about what's going on here, okay? So from skill number 1, we get 3 seconds of damage immunity, right? Then on the 5th skill, we get 30% all damage received reduced, as well as a 20% skill. Then we get a damage, we get a buff to damage basically. Then on a uniform bonus, we're getting every 7 seconds a 2-second damage immunity. And then on the third skill, we have an all defense buff. Not to mention, we got pulls on the 5th and the 4th skill. A guard break on the 2nd skill. Captain America is Captain America. And then on the 4-star passive, we have remove debuff, 2 seconds. Now, let's look at Black Widow. Black Widow is being reworked to increase her versatility and improve a little bit of her survivability. All we need to know here is that on her 2-star skill, she's getting an iframe, basically. And on her 3-star, on her 2nd skill, she's getting an iframe. And on her 3rd skill, she's getting a full iframe. A full iframe, meaning as soon as you click it, nobody can do anything to you. Now, I think she has a full iframe on her 2nd skill because, but we're gonna see why in a little bit. But I'm sorry, I was just watching. I really like what they did to Black Widow. Black Widow definitely, she feels more like herself. She feels a lot more acrobatic and like she's flowing, you know what I'm saying? And she feels, she feels a lot more smooth now to play with her. She doesn't feel like she's just always stuck in one place. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why her Civil War uniform was just so better than all her other styles, because uniforms, because it was smooth. It's smooth playing with her. You know what I'm saying? You don't feel like you're stuck in one place, and you shouldn't be stuck in one place fighting with Black Widow. Black Widow's a master spy, assassin, killer. She was raised by like Russian fucking crazy people. I don't know. So you know what I'm saying? Top Shield operative, top Shield agent, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is crazy. So we definitely got. It's not a lot what they did, but what they did was definitely a big improvement, because she hasn't really been touched at all. You know what I'm saying? She has a pretty decent T2 passive, so that doesn't really have to be fixed. Her skills are pretty strong. Her fifth skill is one of the strongest skills in the game. Her first skill is a strong skill. So it's not really much that they could redo to her. You know what I'm saying? Her fourth skill is kind of, but it's still okay. It's still good in the right situations. But what they did though was, they kind of just made her even, all the way. They gave her that full iframe, just flat out all the way. You don't have to get the Civil War uniform to get that iframe. Then they gave her another iframe on her second skill, which is what she should have had in the first place, because that's a cool skill, but it's like you can't do anything with it. As soon as you use it, you're getting attacked, you're getting killed. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you're just stuck there for the full duration of the animation of the skill, to just be somebody's punching bag. So we're not gonna do the World Boss Ultimate Corvus Glaive, even though he is part of this patch too. But we are going to do regular World Boss Corvus Glaive, which I think is a little bit more appropriate. World Boss Ultimate Corvus Glaive though is probably pretty cool though, but we might look into that later. But we're just gonna imagine this is him with these new characters that we really don't know how to play with. Anyway, let's stop. Anyway, I like this team up right here. I like it. A whole lot of females from Shield, Avengers, and things of that nature. Anyway, what I wanted to do was no dodge ignore. Just trying to make this as difficult or ultimate as possible. She already has 10% natively, so take another 20 from Deathlock. We got 30% dodge ignore, so that's a sizable amount. Now, no uniform. I wanted to use no uniform just because I wanted to see if I wanted to get a feel for everything. See how she works with the uniform and how it is without it. And it's almost as if, I don't want to say you don't need her uniforms, but it doesn't feel bad if you don't have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't feel bad if you can't get her uniform, or you don't know. You probably bought one that you thought wasn't, because she's all the same now. She's just all around a better character. Now notice how I'm canceling out between with her second skill, because like I said, it's a you get that slight iframe or partial iframe when you're in the air, and then you could cancel out that skill, so it makes sense to do that. Definitely makes sense to do that. And her full iframe on that third skill just comes in handy ridiculously. It's almost like a get out of jail free card, you know what I mean? Definitely can't go wrong. I mean, I think it just makes sense. On the forum, somebody was like, these are tutorial, these are the first characters everybody kind of gets their hands on, and Iron Man. But you see, the thing with Iron Man though is that reworking Iron Man, I feel like they can't do that without giving him a uniform, because like instead of reworking him, they should just give him a uniform, you know, and rework his T2 passive, because maybe change or give him a guard on his third skill, but that's really it. Because Iron Man, the only problem with Iron Man is with reworking Iron Man is that he has a lot of armors, right? So how you supposed to rework a character that constantly rediscovers themselves, constantly reinvents themselves, constantly upgrades themselves. You know what I'm saying? How are you supposed to rework that character? You know what I'm saying? The best thing for them to do would be to give him a new uniform, his more up-to-date armor, and just put all the nuts and bolts in there. In order, bells and whistles, give it all to that uniform. Now, and then from there, go back and then rework Iron Man. Because now you can layer it on that uniform. And you can, kind of like what they did with Black Widow, They took her Civil War uniform, and then what they did was they went back and they layered all her other looks or uniforms on basically that format of Civil War, her Civil War uniform. So that's why I feel like they can't rework Iron Man yet without giving him his most recent look in the comics or in the movies. But that one was Civil War, to be honest. So if Captain America got his Marvel Now uniform, right, which is the one that's in the comics right now, which is the one that happened in the Civil War II event, and that's going on in the Secret Empire event. We have Riri with, how she looks with her Prime Armor uniform, which we didn't even get that in the comic books on the first couple of issues. We didn't get to see the uniform that we have in the game now. We had to wait for that. We got the clunky one that she built in her school and all that. So it only makes sense that Iron Man has to get his Marvel, and a bunch of other characters in the game got their Marvel Now uniform. So it only makes sense that he has to get his Marvel Now uniform, his prime model armor. Even Captain Marvel got a rework, and she's part of she was the other half of the Civil War too. Unworthy Thor. Unworthy Thor is part of Marvel Now. He's in Secret Empire. He's gonna be part of Secret Empire. We got him. He got his uniform. Now I'm not gonna spoil that comic, but we got the Unworthy Thor uniform. You know what I'm saying? And that shit is crazy. So it's like, the best way to rework him will be that way. And I think that's why they did it like this. Like to try to tell us, hold on, there's things in the horizon coming. And then for every other character, this is good news, because that means anytime a character gets a really good uniform, chances are, if they have multiple uniforms and they just happen to get one that's just really good, when they do get a rebalance, it's gonna fall back on every other uniform that the character has, including their default, just to even it out and keep it balanced, which is what we want. Because like at one point we was waiting for every character to get a tier 2, right? And then after that we're still waiting for every character to get a uniform, but mostly a majority of the characters have a uniform that should have a uniform, because a lot of the characters that don't have a uniform still function like a character, or even better than a character that has a uniform. So, but now we're waiting for every character to get reworked, rebalanced. So at some point, every character will be rebalanced, or will have been rebalanced at least once. Now that we see characters could be touched more than once to be reworked. These are all good signs. So we do want Netmarble to kind of, go crazy in the lab and be scientists and figure out what they can do before they start touching everybody, every character, and making them, this new finished product. We do kind of want them to go back and, like I said, sit at the table and really see what they can do, because we want them to get it right when they do start hitting characters that people have been asking for and have been waiting for. Like, this was a surprise. We didn't know this was gonna happen, but it worked out. So we want to continue this all the time. But anyway, this was my mid-month patch review. Hope you enjoyed the video. Catch you in the next one.